So good evening guys. Today we are going to discuss chapter number 3 का second class. ठीक है? So this was a chapter division which I've introduced in the last class. Demand, cost, revenue, market and practical sum. अभी तक एग्जाम्स में इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड पास्ट रिकॉर्ड अभी तक इस चैप्टर से बेसिकली दे हैव आस्क्ड यू प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चंस व्हिच मींस सम्स. ठीक है, सम्स आए हैं इस चैप्टर से 10 मार्क्स के, 12 मार्क्स के, 14 मार्क्स के. तो मुझे लगता है फ्यूचर में भी सम्स ही आएंगे. एंड एमसीक्यू से थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चन, थ्योरेटिकल केस में कुछ थ्योरी का है ही नहीं. दिस चैप्टर इज नॉट एट ऑल अबाउट थ्योरी, इट्स ओनली अबाउट कॉन्सेप्ट. सो इफ आई टॉक अबाउट एमसीक्यूज, दे हैव आस्क्ड यू 2 क्वेश्चंस इन वन टर्म दैट इक्वेट्स टू योर 4 मार्क्स. तो 4 मार्क्स के एमसीक्यूज एंड 10 मार्क्स के सम्स. जनरली इस चैप्टर के मार्क्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है. तो हम लोगों को लेकिन सम्स को करने के लिए करेक्टली यू नीड टू नो ऑल द कॉन्सेप्ट्स ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स इन टोटल क्लियर टर्म्स. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए आई हैव डिटरमाइंड कि आई एम गोइंग टू टीच द एंटायर चैप्टर फ्रॉम द बेस लेवल. ठीक है, बट मे बी आई मे बी गोइंग अ बिट फास्टर. ओके, so you can see we have discussed all these things in the last class, but demand is yet not over. We have discussed, I think, till the topic of change in quantity demanded and change in demand, right? Okay, I am going to ask you few questions related to your last topic. Okay, I am going to ask you few questions related to your last topic. You're going to raise your hands and you are going to let me know the answers. Chalo, tell me what is the shape of demand curve in case of substitute goods. If I talk about substitute goods, what is the shape of the demand curve? Tell me very quickly. Substitute goods के shape में what is the shape of the demand curve? Raise your hands and tell me the answer. In case of substitute goods, what is the shape of the demand curve? Substitute good में demand curve का shape कैसा है? Very quickly. Kriti, why your video is off today? Thank you. Okay. Tell me, Kriti, the answer. Very easy question.
Ma'am, it's an upward sloping curve.
Very good. Very easy. Can you explain me law of demand? The definition?
Ma'am, it's an ability. No.
Law of demand. Law of demand. Don't get nervous. Easy go rakho. You know the answer. I know it. I have confidence in you. You know the answer. Tell me.
Ma'am, law of demand, well, there's an inverse relationship between the price and the quantity of the goods.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And after that, you have to use a word without which you will get a big 0 in the exam. Although the definition is correct, but you have missed out the major important part of the definition. Ceteris paribus. Other factors remaining constant. If you don't write, you will get 0. Okay? Technical inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, other factors remaining constant. Law of demand states that the demand curve is downward sloping, and it is a qualitative statement because it states only the direction and not the magnitude. All right? Very good, Kirti. Okay, chalo. Now, I'm not wasting my time in asking you these petty questions. Main test तो आपका कल होगा, ठीक है? जहाँ पे chapter 1 के बड़े-बड़े questions आएंगे. And I'll explain you the process of test once the class gets over. Okay? Chalo, aa jao. Very quickly, let us start and continue with the topic. Okay? So today is your chapter number 3 ka second class. Even if you have not attended the first class of this chapter, still you are going to follow this class. But make sure you do it. Okay? Whenever you get the time. Chalo. So today the topic of discussion is elasticity of demand. Okay? So what is the topic we are going to discuss today is elasticity of demand. Ab dhyan se sunna. If I talk about elasticity of demand is of 3 types. All right, elasticity of demand is of 3 types. And don't worry, जैसे last class मैंने notes आपको share कर दिया था, वैसे ही आज के भी class का note share कर दिया जाएगा. But still, if you want to write, you are free to write. All right? Yes. So elasticity of demands is of 3 types. The first one is price elasticity of demand. The second one is income elasticity of demand. The third one is cross price elasticity of demand. ये 3 types है elasticity के, ठीक है? Like price elasticity को we denote it with a symbol of EP. Income elasticity EI. E stands for elasticity. And cross price elasticity EC. Alright, so these are the 3 types of elasticity of demand. So today we are going to start off with the topic of what do you mean by the word price elasticity. As we have discussed in the last class, कि demand changes because of many factors. price of the own commodity, income of the consumer, taste and preference of the consumer, price of the substitute goods, price of the complementary good. There are so many factors. So you can clearly understand when I'm talking about price elasticity, यहाँ पे quantity demanded 100% किस वजह से change होगा? Why will it change? Because of change in which factor? The question itself is talking, suggesting you. Price elasticity में quantity demanded किसकी वजह से change होगा? Yes, obviously price of the own commodity. केशव, if you are only saying price, that is wrong, because price के अंदर price of substitute complementary भी आते हैं. So you have to clearly specify price of the own commodity. ठीक है? So आओ अभी हम लोग एक एक करके डिस्कस करेंगे in details price elasticity क्या होता है. What does the word price elasticity means, which is denoted by EP? Price elasticity किससे denote होता है? EP. ठीक है? यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? हम लोग को क्या measure करना है? We have to measure the quantitative change. Qualitative change नहीं. Directional change has already been discussed in the law of demand. Law of demand has already taught us कि relationship between price and quantity is inverse, जिसकी वजह से demand curve downward है. तो हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या डिस्कस करें? हमें ये डिस्कस करना है कि कितना परसेंटेज से क्वांटिटी में चेंज होगा जब 20% में भी प्राइस हैज चेंज. सो वी आर हियर टू डिस्कस द चेंज ऑफ क्वांटिटी मैग्नीट्यूड. ठीक है? एंड नॉट द डायरेक्शन एंड डायमेंशन ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड इन लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. So that is why price elasticity is a quantitative statement. ठीक है? So ध्यान से इसका definition सुनना. Price elasticity के लिए बोला गया है it is the measure. जब भी कोई चीज का magnitude आता है तो we have to use the word measure. Quantitative terms का बात करोगे तो you always have to measure that. So it is a measure. It is a measure of what? Degree. Degree means magnitude. ठीक है? Degree of what? Degree of responsiveness. Who is responding? It is the measure of degree of responsiveness. Degree of responsiveness of what? Degree of responsiveness of change in quantity demanded due to change in. Obviously यहाँ पे डिमांड किसकी वजह से चेंज हो रहा है? Price of the own commodity. Price of the own commodity. And obviously other factors constant. Set par. Other factors constant means set par. So what did I write? We have to measure something here. And what do we have to measure? The degree. Degree means magnitude. Whose magnitude, dear? Responsiveness. Who is going to respond? Quantity. When it is going to respond? When price is changing. So here we are supposed to study the magnitude of change in quantity demanded due to change in price of the own commodity. And that is called as price elasticity. Very easy. You don't have to mug up these definitions. Understand the concept. Already we have discussed it measures the magnitude. Now whose magnitude? Whose quantitative value it has to measure? Obviously relationship between quantity and price. So responsiveness of change in quantity demanded due to change in price of the own commodity, ceteris paribus. Other factors assuming constant. ठीक है? So यानी basically if you learn the definition, all the concept in this topic will be clear to you. मैंने क्या बोला? Measure of degree of responsiveness of change in quantity demanded due to change in price of the own commodity. So you know the formula for elasticity is, जिसके ऊपर sums आते हैं exams में, on the basis of which sums are being asked. The simple formula for price elasticity, very easy. So what is a simple formula for price elasticity? In the definition only it has been given. The formula becomes what? Percentage change, delta means change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price divided by percentage change in price. Very easy. तो यही तो definition में लिखा हुआ था. देखो, read the definition and then the formula. It is a measure of degree of, ठीक है? Degree of what? Responsiveness of change in quantity due to change in price. So ऊपर में क्या गया? Percentage change in quantity demanded. नीचे में क्या गया? Percentage change in price. Now do you know how to find out percentage change? Very easy. Tell me. मान लो 10 से 12 change हुआ है. Tell me the percentage change very quickly. Tell me the percentage change. Tell me the percentage change. Tell me very quickly. Okay. Tell me the percentage change. Very easy यार, 20%. मैम इतना इजी क्वेश्चन पूछो क्लास 5 के मैथ्स वाले सवाल. चेंज हुआ 2 डिवाइडेड बाय ओरिजिनल इज 10 into 100. So the formula becomes the answer becomes 20%. So how did you get this, by the way? Can I say change divided by original into 100? जब भी आप percentage निकालते हो, how do you get it? Change by original into 100. The formula is change by original into 100. तो यहाँ पे भी आप देखो percentage change in quantity को if I want to break the formula, what will be the formula? Tell me very quickly, what will be the formula? ऊपर में क्या रहेगा? Can I say change in demand? Change in quantity demanded rather divided by original demand into 100. Very easy. So change in quantity by original quantity into 100. Similarly for price, can I say delta P by P into 100? Is there any problem in understanding the formula? Change by original into 100. ठीक है? So quantity का percentage change कैसे निकाला? Change in quantity by original quantity into 100. वैसे ही change in price का delta P यानी change in price by original price into 100. 100 cancel हुआ. तो formula क्या बन गया? Delta Q by Q into P by delta P. That is the formula. So do you need to learn this formula? So very easy. Exams में you are asked to find out price elasticity on the basis of this formula. Now people learn this formula. Delta Q by Q into P by delta P. And if I talk about an institute math, rather than using word Q, they have written X. So it means the same thing. The concept should be clear in your head. And sometimes they use the word D. So D, Q, X all means talking about quantity demanded. तो अगर books का बात करें तो it has been given delta X by X into P by delta P. Does it make any difference? What does the word delta X means? Change in quantity demanded of a commodity whose name is X. X refers to original demand for a commodity whose name is X. So both the formula are same, na? Absolutely clear. Now, do you know law of demand is negative? Do you know that? Because of the inverse relationship. Price will rise, so quantity will fall. You know that. So law of demand is negative, right? So law of demand is negative, but elasticity can't be negative because elasticity is talking about magnitude and magnitude can never be negative. Have you ever heard in your life कि I have traveled minus 100 kilometer? If you're going in an opposite direction, do you use the word minus 100 kilometer? You use the direction east, west, north, south. Have you ever heard anyone saying I have traveled today minus 10 kilometers of my life? कभी ऐसे सुने हो बोलते हुए? No, never. So magnitude can never have a negative value. But although law of demand is making it negative, so to nullify that negative effect, we have to introduce a minus sign in the formula because negative into negative is positive. So ultimately the formula becomes what for price elasticity? Minus है बाहर में delta Q by Q into P by delta P. And what is delta Q by the way? Delta Q बोलो है delta X. It refers to change in quantity demanded. And Q is what? Original demand. P is what? Original price. And delta P is what? Change in price. Now tell me, will you be able to manage the sums on your own? They will give you original price, original demand, final demand. And then they are going to ask you to find out price elasticity. चलो करते हैं sums. Let us solve one sums on it. Okay, I'm giving you one sum. Tell me the answer. जो भी answer आएगा, you have to put a minus sign after the answer. Okay? और always remember, this is under mod. ये पूरा का पूरा under mod है. मतलब whenever you are going to take the change, take the positive value, not the negative values. All right? चलो. Write down one sums. You are maintaining one copy for me. Those, maybe it's your first class. Maintain a copy for me on SPM, of SPM. Okay? चलो. Let us suppose price, very quickly solve it, changes from rupees 10 per unit to rupees 20 per unit, and quantity demanded changes from 5 units to 2 units. Find DP, solve it. Find price elasticity, solve it. Look at this formula. I'm writing it for you here. Delta Q by Q into P by delta P. This is the formula. Change in quantity by original one into original price by change in price. Solve it very quickly. Very easy. Orally only you can solve this sum. Very easy. Tell me the answer. Come on, be quick, be spontaneous. I want the answer in decimals. Okay, Abhishek. So change in quantity is how much? 5 से 2, यानी कि 3. Original quantity 5. Original price 10. Change in price is also 10. Solving this, what is the figure you are getting? 3 by 5. What you people have done? What you people have done actually? Such a basic sum. My God. Class 12 people will mock at you. ओके आपने ऊपर में प्राइस ले लिया, क्योंकि प्राइस पहले इसलिए डेल्टा क्यू में आपने चेंज इन प्राइस दिखा दिया. यू हैव डन द रिवर्स फॉर्मूला. वाई? ऊपर में इट्स क्वांटिटी, नीचे में इट्स प्राइस ना. तो क्वांटिटी हैज एक्चुअली चेंज फ्रॉम 5 to 2, यानी चेंज इन क्वांटिटी तो 3 हुआ ना, एंड ओरिजिनल क्वांटिटी इज 5 into original price is 10, change is 10. How did you get 1.667 and 3 by 5? Very simple calculation. 0.6 minus 0.6 actually. Should I give you one more sum to solve? You'll be able to manage. You'll be able to manage, I think. Later on, we are going to discuss a lot of sums. This was just the opening concept. अब प्लीज फ्यूचर में मिस्टेक्स मत करना. मतलब पूरा का पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट हिला हुआ है फाउंडेशन का. दैट मीन्स आई नीड टू टीच यू पीपल इन डिटेल्स. ओके, सो आई होप द डेफिनेशन इज क्लियर. तो अगर ऐसा लगे ना कि आई एम गोइंग फास्ट, प्लीज टेल मी, स्टॉप मी. Okay, so we are through with the definition of price elasticity. Repeat along with me. It is a measure of degree of what? Responsiveness. Whose responsiveness? Change in quantity due to what? Change in price of the own commodity, ceteris paribus. Formula: percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price, which means the ultimate formula becomes what? Delta Q by Q into P by delta P, and a minus sign is waiting outside the bracket. Now the next topic. What are the different types of price elasticity? What are the different types of price elasticity? What is the next topic? Price elasticity के different types क्या क्या है? So let us discuss the different types of price elasticity. ठीक है? So you know actually price elasticity value varies from 0 to infinity. ठीक है? It has total 5 types. कितने types है? Total 5 types, and the value varies from 0 to infinity. So talking about all the types one by one. If I talk about the first type is perfectly elastic demand. फर्स्ट टाइप क्या है मुझे बताओ? परफेक्टली इलास्टिक डिमांड. एंड यू नो हियर द न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू इज इक्वल टू इंफिनिटी. ध्यान से सुनना, जस्ट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर द वैल्यू ऑफ ईपी. ठीक है, इन ईच ऑफ द केसेस. अब इसके ऊपर यू हैव टू लर्न द डेफिनेशन एंड द डायग्राम. हाउ विल वी मैनेज? ओनली रिमेंबरिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ ईपी. नाउ टेल मी व्हाट वाज द फॉर्मूला फॉर ईपी. व्हाट वाज द फॉर्मूला? आई एम राइटिंग इट हियर फॉर यू अगेन. परसेंटेज चेंज इन क्वांटिटी demanded divided by percentage change in price. This was a formula of elasticity. I hope by this time you have learned the formula. ऊपर में quantity का change, नीचे में price का change. Am I clear with you? बचपन में in your childhood days, have you done fraction? Have you done fraction in your life anyways? Tell me when the fraction value comes to infinity. When the numerator is 0, denominator is 0. I hope you understand what is numerator and denominator. ऊपर वाला is numerator. The bottom one is denominator. ठीक है? Now tell me, fractions value is infinity when you will get infinity in the value of fraction. When ऊपर वाला is 0 कि नीचे वाला is 0. EP will be infinity when ऊपर में it's 0 और नीचे में it's 0. When denominator is 0, perfectly fine. That means you know fraction, thank God. So yani that means denominator is 0. Yani anything divided by 0 is infinity. 2 divided by 0 is what? Infinity. 3 divided by 0 is what? Infinity. मतलब नीचे में अगर 0 रहेगा that means the formula the value becomes infinity. तो मुझे यहाँ EP का वैल्यू इन्फिनिटी लाना है. इन्फिनिटी कब होगा? जब ऊपर वाला 0 की नीचे वाला. आप ही ने मुझे बताया डिनोमिनेटर 0. यानी दिस मींस व्हेन परसेंटेज चेंज इन प्राइस इज 0, then the value will be infinity. Fraction का value will be infinity, right? So the definition is automatically framed. When percentage नीचे में price है ना, when percentage change in price is 0, we call it as perfectly elastic demand. We call it as perfectly elastic demand. Now understand the meaning. What they are trying to explain. Percentage change in price is 0 means what? The numerator can change, which means price is not changing, only the quantity is changing, only the demand is changing. For example, I will give you one example. Salt. ठीक है? I am taking an example of salt. If I talk about salt, ठीक है? Tell me the price for one packet of salt. Very quickly tell me. One packet of salt, what is the price? Tell me. Price per unit. One packet of salt, what is the price? Maybe 20 rupees. ठीक है? So now what is happening? ध्यान से सुनना. यहाँ पे मैंने क्या बोला? Percentage change in price is 0. Okay, salt नहीं example ले सकते. Sorry, because it's a necessity goods. परफेक्टली इलास्टिक में नहीं, परफेक्टली इन इलास्टिक में हम लोग सॉल्ट का एग्जांपल लेंगे. चलो परफेक्टली इलास्टिक में लेट मी टेक वन एग्जांपल ऑफ एनी लग्जरी गुड. इमेजिन इन योर माइंड एनी लग्जरी गुड. ठीक है, मैंने यहाँ पे क्या बोला, परसेंटेज चेंज इन प्राइस इज 0. let us suppose price per unit is rupees 10. Don't take salt, ठीक है, take any other luxury goods, okay, in your mind. So let us suppose ki price per unit is rupees 10 and you are demanding maybe 1 unit. You are demanding how much? Maybe 1 unit. Now what has happened? What did I write? Percentage change in price is 0, which means price is not changing. So abhi bhi price per unit kitna hai? 10 rupees. Find out the change, 0. But now your demand has maybe increased to 2 units. Your demand maybe has increased to 2 units. So what is happening in this case? Price is not changing, but still your quantity is changing. है ना? So if you find out the value of price elasticity, it will come to infinity because percentage change in price is 0, which means denominator is 0. Fraction ka value has to be infinity. So yani at the same price, you are changing your demand. Your price is not changing. At the same price, either you are increasing your demand or you are reducing your quantity demanded. Your price is remaining constant. So that is called as perfectly elastic demand. That is called as perfectly elastic demand. Now if I draw the demand curve for this, what will happen? ध्यान से सुनना. This is price per unit and this is quantity demanded. All right, you said me price is rupees 10 per unit. So at 10 you are demanding 1, at 10 you are demanding 2. Yani at the same price you are either increasing or decreasing your quantity. So if I join these points, what is the shape of the demand curve you are getting? If I join these points, what is the shape of the demand curve you are getting? It's horizontal, can I say? Or can I say parallel to the x-axis? Or can I say parallel to the x-axis? So what is the shape of the demand curve in case of perfectly elastic demand? What is the shape of the demand curve in case of perfectly elastic demand? It's a straight line horizontal to the x-axis or parallel to the x-axis or parallel to the x-axis. Clear? Where the price is constant and you are changing your quantity, but you are not changing your price, then the numerical value will be infinity. So in case of perfectly elastic demand, numerical value is infinity. If I talk about the shape of the demand curve, it's parallel to the x-axis or you can say horizontal. And what about the definition? Here percentage change in price is 0. If I say price is 0, kabhi price 0 ho sakta hai. So never say the term price is 0. Formula mein niche price nahi hai. Percentage change in price is 0, which means price is constant, price is not changing. So never use the word price is 0. Kabhi bhi any shopkeeper will be ready to sell the goods free of cost. No, never. Price can never be 0. यहाँ पे क्या 0 हो रहा है? Change in price is 0. Original price is 10. Final price is 10. So change will be what? 0 obviously. Which means price is constant. So at the given price, you are changing your quantity demanded. Price is constant. Clear or not? Clear or not? So the first type is clear. Now moving on to the second type. Perfectly inelastic demand. The second type of elasticity is perfectly inelastic demand. Perfectly inelastic demand, where the numerical value is equal to 0. Perfectly inelastic demand where the numerical value is equal to 0. So I have given you the formula. Now you tell me automatically क्या होने वाला है. I will not tell you the definition. Just remember that formula. This was a formula. Percentage change in quantity by percentage change in price. So EP का value 0 कब होगा? When will you get 0? When will you get 0? When the numerator is 0, the denominator is 0. 0 by 5 is what? 0. 0 by 3 is what? 0. That means numerator is 0. Numerator में क्या है? What is contained in the numerator? Percentage change in quantity demanded. Now what is happening? What will be the definition? Tell me. Now this time what will be the definition when percentage change in quantity demanded is 0. Now this time price is changing. Your quantity is not changing. Now take the example of salt here. ठीक है? Salt per packet. You said me the price per packet of salt is maybe rupees 20. And suppose you are demanding 1 unit. Suppose you are demanding 1 packet. That is enough for per month. Right? Now what is happening? ध्यान से सुनना. Maybe salt has become very costly because of this lockdown which is going on. Salt per packet is coming at rupees 200 per unit. Now tell me, what will you do? Will you start consuming lesser of salt? Is it possible? You're going to purchase lesser of salt because the price has risen, and according to law of demand we have learned now, when price will rise your quantity should fall. Is it possible? Tell me practically. Even salt ka price is rising so much. Can you reduce the demand for salt? Will you purchase lesser of salt? You will put less salt in your food. Is it possible? It's your necessity. It's your urgency. You cannot live without salt. Can I say your demand will be constant, same? You're not going to change your quantity demanded. Let us suppose salt is rupees 2 rupees per packet. Now one packet of salt is costing rupees 2. So that means what? You're going to increase your demand for salt. You're going to purchase more and more of salt. You're going to add a greater amount of salt in your food. Double doses of salt. Not possible. Still your consumption of salt will be same, 1 unit. अभी भी आप 1 unit of salt ही खरीदोगे, 1 पैकेट ही खरीदोगे. Salt का दाम कम हो गया. That does not mean कि अब आप बोरा you understand. Bags of salt ला कर एकदम खाना में भर कर डालोगे और खा लोगे salt को. इतना salt को store करे हो. जब भूख लगा कच्चा salt निकाला खा लिया. Practically क्या? Theoretically भी possible नहीं. कैसे भी possible नहीं है. You will die if you eat so much of salt out of your high blood pressure. So in all these cases, what you are saying? Irrespective of the change in the price. Irrespective means what? Whether the price is rising or falling, your quantity demanded is remaining constant. Your quantity demanded is remaining constant. It's not changing at all. That means percentage change in quantity demanded is 0. Which means the numerical value of price elasticity becomes 0. Right? Change nikalo, 1 minus 1. Find out the change, 1 minus 1. 0 na? Price is changing. But your quantity demanded ka change is 0. So in that case, if you draw the demand curve, what is happening? Look at the curve. If I draw the demand curve, what is happening? Tell me, this is the price per unit. And this is quantity demanded, which is remaining constant. Maybe the price is rupees 10. Still you are demanding 1 unit. Maybe the price is rupees 5. Still you are demanding 1 unit. Maybe the price has risen to 20. Still you are demanding 1 unit. So if you join all these points, what is the shape of the curve you are getting? What is the shape of the curve you are getting, ma'am? Tell me what's the shape you are getting. It's vertical. है ना? That was horizontal, the previous one. This is vertical. Vertical on the x-axis. Vertical on the x-axis. Or you can say parallel to the y-axis. Or you can say parallel to the y-axis. Very easy. So salt is an example of perfectly inelastic demand. जिसका कितना भी price change हो जाए, quantity demanded will remain constant. Talking about the third type, highly elastic demand. The third type of elasticity is highly elastic demand. ठीक है? Now if I talk about highly elastic demand, ध्यान से सुनना. Only I will tell you the numerical value. The fraction value is greater than 1. The fraction value is greater than 1. Now have you done fraction? Yes, ma'am, we have done it. Now tell me, 5 by 3, what will be the value? 5 by 3, value is 1 point something. Okay, 2 by 1, 1 point something. That is greater than 1. मान लो it is 2 by, not 2, 20 by 3, greater than 1. ठीक है? 20 by 17, greater than 1. So the moral of the story is, ma'am, if numerator is greater than the denominator, fractions value will be greater than 1. If the numerator is greater than the denominator, fractions value will be greater than 1. Yes or no? Now tell me the definition on your own. So now you are understanding. The formula was what? The formula was what? Percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. Now this fractions value, EP's value, will be greater than 1 when? When numerator is greater than denominator? Can you tell me the definition? Very simple. It's given in the formula itself. Greater than 1, कब होगा fraction का value? When numerator is greater than denominator. I hope you are understanding numerator, denominator. Which means when percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than percentage change in price, ceteris paribus. Yani this time, ma'am, both are changing. Price is also changing, quantity is changing. But who is changing greater? Both are changing. But whose percentage change is greater? The top one. And the top one is who? Quantity. So tell me the definition. When percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than percentage change in price, other factors remaining constant, ceteris paribus, we call it as highly elastic demand. We call it as highly elastic demand. When percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than percentage change in price, we call it as highly elastic demand. Very simple. Numerical value is greater than 1. Tell me, price rises by 20%. Quantity obviously will fall, na? Law of demand has taught us. 50%. Is it an example of highly elastic? Yes or no? Tell me. Is it an example of highly elastic? Price rises by 20, quantity falls by 50. Write in the chat box. Is it an example of highly elastic demand or not? Very quickly tell me the answer. Is it an example of highly elastic or not? Yes, obviously it's an answer of highly elastic. Now some of the students are thinking quantity has fallen. So it has fallen means it is less than price. No. You don't have to check out the directions. Directions already discussed in law of demand. Here you're only concerned with percentage change. Whose percentage change is greater? Just check. Don't check out the symbols up or high. वो नहीं देखना है, वो तो law of demand में देख चुका. पता है एक बढ़ेगा तो दूसरा गिरेगा because of the inverse relation. You just have to focus on the magnitudes. Whose magnitude is greater? Whose change is greater? Quantity has changed by 50% when price has changed by 20. Yani quantity's change is greater. So this is a clear-cut example of highly elastic demand. Chalo, let me reverse the scenario. Price falls by 20% as a result of which quantity rises by 50%. Will my answer change? Will my answer change? Still, can I say it's an example of highly elastic demand? Tell me very quickly. Tell me very quickly. Still same. Rise fall देखना ही नहीं है हमें. We are not concerned, bothered with the direction of change, which we have discussed already in law of demand. Here we are only concerned with magnitude. Whose magnitude is greater? Quantities ka magnitude is greater. That means highly elastic demand. All right. And you know, when I draw the shape of the demand curve will look flattered. How? Let us have a look at the diagram. Now let us have a look at the diagram. What is the shape of the demand curve? Ma'am, it's flattered. Why it's flattered? Ma'am, explain us. See. Price per unit. Quantity demanded. Price is P1. Okay. I am demanding freehand drawing. I'm using Q1. And also in your exam, you are also supposed to make freehand drawings. If this question comes, the chances of which is rare. But practical questions will come, which you can only crack once you know the concepts. So, price falls P1 to P2. Price has fallen. What will happen to demand? Price has fallen. Quantity should increase or fall? Tell me very quickly. Price has fallen. Quantity will rise. Check out the dimension. Can you make out? Can you make out whose change is greater? Price has fallen by so petty, less amount, and quantity has risen by such a greater amount. Can you see the dimension? Whose dimension is greater? Whose change is greater? Can you clearly see in the diagram? Quantity's change is greater. Now, if I draw the demand curve, it will slope from top to bottom. But how? But how? Like this. पूरा flat हो गया demand curve. Demand curve has flattened. Demand curve has flattened. That is why the shape of the demand curve called here is flattered. इसलिए demand curve को क्या बोला गया? It's flattered. The shape of the demand curve is what? It's flattered. It's lying on the ground. लेट गया. It got tired और जमीन में लेट गया, सो गया. ठीक है? आप लोगों की तरह. Like you people. We are looking very tired, lazy, boring. Just give me the pillow, ma'am. I'll just lay down. Switch on the AC. We are ready just to see our sweet dreams. Okay? So what is the shape of the demand curve? Flattered. What is the shape of the demand curve? Flattered. Alright? So why it is flattered? Because percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than percentage change in price. Ceteris paribus. Why am I using the word ceteris paribus? Because only price is changing here. Other factors constant. Therefore ceteris paribus. Clear? So this completes your third type. Now talking about the fourth type of elasticity. Highly inelastic. अभी मैंने discuss किया highly elastic. The fourth type is highly inelastic. Highly inelastic. Numerical value less than 1. Now I am not going to tell you the definition. Write it in the chat box. Tell me the definition. Highly inelastic. Fraction सीखे हो. When will the numerical value be less than 1? Tell me. 2 by 10. 2 by 5. 3 by 5. ये सबका वैल्यू मुझे बताओ लेस देन 1 हो रहा है. Why it is less than 1? Why it is less than 1? Now what is happening? Why is it less than 1? Who is greater than whom? What's happening? When percentage change in this time price is greater than percentage change in quantity. यानी again both are changing, but whose change will be greater? Price change. For example, price rises by 80%, quantity falls by 30%. Is it an example of highly inelastic demand? Yes, of course. Price change is greater. So in the above diagram, the demand curve was sleeping, है ना, flat होकर on the जमीन, on the floor. Now this is highly inelastic. ठीक है, तो अभी पता है क्या होने वाला उसका उल्टा. लेट जाने का उल्टा क्या होता है? Tell me. Yes, stand up everyone. Stand up. Stand up. So the shape is steeper, erect. ठीक है ना, standing position like this. Let us draw the diagram. Let us draw the diagram for it. Price, quantity, मतलब it's like a calligraphy writing. The diagram is like just ऐसे ऐसे, जिसको calligraphy आ जाता है, मक्खन की तरह चलाता है ना, it's like that. This chapter is like that. Once you understand the concept, just start. It will never end. मन करेगा बस बनाते रहे, like a calligraphy writing, for which you need practice and the learning capacity. Once you are done with that, you can write any of the words. And so is with this chapter. Understanding the concept, any diagram is easier for you. Please don't mug up this chapter. In case you don't understand the concept, please let me know. I'll explain you the concepts again. You don't have to mug up this chapter at all. Chapter 1 ऐसा था where you have to learn certain things. But this chapter is a pure conceptual chapter. Very easy. Zero learning. Price is P1. Suppose I am demanding Q1. Freehand diagram. Price falls to P2. Price has fallen. Obviously quantity demanded will rise. Q1 से Q2. Clearly you can see whose change is greater. Now don't tell me, ma'am, price has fallen तो price का change कम है. Fall rise देखना ही नहीं है. Dimension of change किसका ज्यादा दिख रहा है? Price इतना ज्यादा change हुआ है. Quantity इतू सा change हुआ है. Very small. So if I draw the demand curve now, can you see? थोड़ा stand हो रहा है. It's steeper. It's not lying flat on the ground. Flattered नहीं है. It's opposite of flattered. It's steeper. Compare the two diagrams. You'll make out the differences. Right? So this is called steeper. And in general, if I talk about highly inelastic demand का अगर मैं बात करूं, it necessarily happens in case of basic necessity goods. Highly inelastic demand किसका feature है? Basic necessity goods का, क्योंकि basic necessity goods is your urgency, is your need. You cannot live without them. So even when the price of such goods rises by a greater percentage, your fall in quantity demanded will be very low. The price change will be always greater if I talk about necessity goods, because you cannot forego the consumption of necessity. That is why they are called as necessity na. Like if I talk about electricity, even if CESC raises the price of electricity, you don't have other alternative option. Will you manage using emergency light inverter every day? No. You have to pay the high price for electricity. Maybe you are going to control the usage, but kitna? Anyways, price change will be greater than your change in quantity. So that is a necessity good. So inelastic. But if I talk about luxury goods are not your necessity. You can go without them. So in case luxury goods price rises, you're going to reduce their demand by a greater extent. Their change of demand will be greater. In case of luxury goods. That is why luxury goods have got highly elastic demand. Luxury goods have got highly elastic demand. But necessity goods have got highly inelastic demand. I hope I am clear. Now the last type. Unitary elastic demand. What is the last type? Unitary elastic demand. ठीक है? And the numerical value is equals to 1. Unitary elastic demand, the numerical value is equals to 1. Unitary elastic demand में the numerical value is equal to 1. Now tell me, fractions value will be equals to 1 when? इतना तो आपको पता होगा. 5 divided by 5 is equals to what? 4 divided by 4 is equals to what? 3 divided by 3 is equals to what? Tell me the definition. I have said you numerical value is equals to 1. So fractions value will be equals to 1 when? Look at the formula. This value will be equals to 1. कब? जब numerator denominator दोनों ही क्या है? When both of them are what? Same. And वैसे भी unit word means what? Equals to 1. So numerical value is equals to 1. When? Tell me the definition. When percentage change in quantity demanded is equals to percentage change in price ceteris paribus. Right? So this means if price rises by 50%, give me the answer. What will happen to quantity if I want to make it as unitary elastic? If price rises by 50%, what will happen to the quantity change? Tell me the answer. Price 50% se bada. What should I write? Tell me. I'm waiting for you. Tell me the answer. Quantity will rise ki fall by 50%. 50% is okay. I am not so stupid. I am going to ask you ki kitna percentage change ho raha. I am asking you the direction. Yes, quantity will fall by 50%, hai na? Because of law of demand. So price rises by 50%, quantity falls by 50%. Then it satisfies the feature of unitary elastic. And if I talk about the shape of the demand curve, it is a rectangular hyperbola. The shape of the demand curve is how? It looks like a rectangular hyperbola. Demand curve looks like a rectangular hyperbola. Have a look at the diagram. It is looking like a rectangular hyperbola. Price, quantity. Price is P1. Suppose demand is Q1. Price maybe falls to P2. जितना percentage से price will fall, उतना ही percentage से I will increase my quantity. ठीक है? So now you can see the change almost have shown as equal. So if I join this curve, this is a downward sloping curve. Obviously downward to hoga because of the inverse relation, but it is called as rectangular hyperbola. You know why rectangular hyperbola? Because if you consider these two rectangles, can you see these are the two rectangles which has been formed? If you find the area of these two rectangles, the area will be same, and that means it has satisfied the feature of rectangular hyperbola. So for satisfying the feature of rectangular hyperbola, the area of these two rectangles has to be the same. Okay? That means it's a rectangular hyperbola. So this completes your unitary elastic demand as well. So, and this completes your 5 types of price elasticity. Very quickly, let us recapitulate it. We have discussed the definition. It is a measure of degree of responsiveness of change in quantity demanded due to change in price of the own commodity, ceteris paribus. Formula: percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. And if you break down the formula becomes delta Q by Q into P by delta P, minus sign waiting outside. 5 types. Value varying from 0 to infinity. The first type, perfectly elastic. Numerical value infinity. Infinity कब होगा? ऊपर वाला 0 की नीचे वाला 0. नीचे वाला, नीचे में कौन है? प्राइस का चेंज है. प्राइस मत बोलना. परसेंटेज चेंज इन प्राइस इज 0, which means price is remaining constant and your quantity is changing. Therefore the shape is horizontal. Perfectly inelastic demand, shape is vertical. Now what is happening? Quantity demanded is not changing, price is changing. Salt is an example to it. Highly elastic demand, you know highly elastic demand is also known as relatively elastic या सिर्फ elastic. जब एग्जाम्स में सिर्फ इलास्टिक वर्ड है, वी आर रेफरिंग टू विच इलास्टिसिटी? हाईली इलास्टिक. परसेंटेज चेंज इन क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड इज ग्रेटर देन परसेंटेज चेंज इन प्राइस, ceteris paribus. शेप ऑफ द डिमांड कर्व, इमेजिन योरसेल्फ lying flat on the ground, flattered. ठीक है? Happens in case of which kind of goods? Luxury goods. Highly inelastic demand, steeper, less than 1. Percentage change in price is greater. Unitary, both are equal. Shape, rectangular hyperbola. Am I absolutely clear or not? Very quickly write in the chat box. Easy? Easy. Rohit, I'll take your doubt once the class gets over. Okay? Okay. So next topic that we need to discuss is methods of measuring price elasticity, or can I use a simple symbol EP? So there are actually 4 methods that has been given in your institute's mat. So we are going to discuss all the methods one by one. Very easy. First method already discussed. We have already discussed. Percentage method. What was the first method? Percentage method. You know this percentage method is also called as mathematical method. Okay? It is also called as mathematical method. This method is also called as mathematical method, and also known as proportionate method. It's also called as proportionate method. So तीनों एक ही मेथड को रेफर करते हैं. ऑल द 3 नेम्स आर सिग्निफाइंग वन सिंगल मेथड. फॉर्मूला ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड, जिसके ऊपर यू हैव ऑलरेडी डन द सम्स. करेंटली यू हैव ऑलरेडी डन द सम्स ना. सो टेल मी द फॉर्मूला. ईपी का फॉर्मूला इज व्हाट? परसेंटेज चेंज इन क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड divided by percentage change in price. You know sometimes the formula they give you in your MCQ is proportionate change. Will it make any difference? Both are same. 100 anyways gets cancelled ना. So proportionate change बोलो या percentage change बोलो, बात एक ही है. So don't get confused. Both the formulas are correct. Percentage change की जगह मैंने क्या बोला, एग्जाम्स में proportionate change word भी दिया रहता है. Both are same. All right. Now break down the formula. I hope you have learned the formula. Tell me the formula given in your mat. Delta x by x into p divided by delta p. है ना? This is the formula that has been given. What is x? Why are you writing x? X is nothing. Change in quantity demanded whose commodity's name is x. And x is original demand for commodity x. Price, original price, delta p, change in price. First method is over. Absolutely clear or not? Tell me. First method is over. As simple as that. Any doubt? Now, let us discuss the next method. Arc elasticity. Okay? The second method is arc elasticity. Sometimes it's also called average method. It's also called as average method. And it was explained by Professor Baumol. Okay? It was explained by Professor Baumol. This method was explained by Sir Professor Baumol. Okay? Baumol, whatever you pronounce it. Okay? So arc elasticity mein what is happening, you know, the same formula of original method will be applicable. Original method means, ma'am, the first method that we have discussed. Okay? The same formula is there. Only one difference is there. Replace original quantity and original prices with the averages of original and final quantity and average of original and final prices respectively. यानी original quantity is x here ना, तो average quantity बताओ कितना होगा. If I say original quantity is x1, final is x2, tell me the average. If I tell you original quantity demanded is x1, final quantity demanded is x2, can you tell me the average? Tell me average demand कितना होगा, average quantity कितना होगा, average quantity demanded. Tell me average. अरे math student, so easy. Tell me the average. So easy यार. x1 plus x2 by 2 ना. Average क्या होगा? For example, I tell you, on one side the weight of a particular boy is 50 kg. The other boy is actually weighing 60 kgs. Find their average. How do you do that? 50 plus 60 divided by 2 ना. So वही तो यहाँ दिया है. Original quantity और final quantity का average बोल रहा है. तो x1 plus x2 by 2. Tell me the average price formula. Average price कितना होगा? P1 plus P2 by 2, can I say? Original price plus final price divided by 2. That will give you the formula for average price. So what did I say? In arc elasticity, the above formula is exactly as it is, only with one replacement. X will get replaced by x1 plus x2 by 2 and P will get replaced by P1 plus P2 by 2. मतलब you are replacing original quantity and original price with their averages respectively. Can you frame the formula for arc elasticity? Tell me the formula. What will be EP? वहां पे भी डेल्टा x था, यहाँ पे भी डेल्टा x. Should I write delta q की x? बोलो, tell me. Both are same, ma'am. You say me in which language you are convenient, in which letter are you convenient. Should I use x? X has been given in your Instimat. And q I teach because q relates to quantity. Okay, I'm using q. Okay, q use करते हैं. So delta q. Actually में x use करने से ना दिमाग में लगता है we are doing algebra. Algebraically thoughts आ जाते हैं. Algebraical thoughts आ जाते हैं. Although it has got no relation with algebra whatsoever. Tell me the formula. Change in quantity I have written. Divided by मैं क्या लिखूं? What should I write नीचे? In spite of writing original quantity, what should I write? Average of original and final. What will be the formula? Can I say Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2 नीचे रहेगा? Very simple. Into original price था ना ऊपर. Original price की जगह what should I write? P1 plus P2 by 2 divided by delta P. 2 is ultimately getting cancelled. So ultimately the formula comes to delta Q by Q1 plus Q2 into P1 plus P2 by delta P. Are you clear with the formula? Delta Q by Q1 plus Q2 into P1 plus P2 by delta P. यानी change in quantity by Q1 plus Q2, that is original plus final, into P1 plus P2 divided by delta P, change in price. Now tell me if you know maths. Delta Q, I have already told you delta Q will be always under mod. Mod, you understand, positive values you have to take. Whether the change is 10 to 12 or 12 to 10, answer is 2 plus 2. Now tell me, rather than writing delta Q is what? Change na? How do you find out change? Subtraction करके. Rather than writing delta q, can I replace delta q by q1 minus q2? सम्स में आपने ऐसे ही किया था ना, डेल्टा क्यू को रिप्लेस किया q1 minus q2. Yes or no? Yes or no? Your faces are looking so weird. Clear or not? Neha, turn on your video. Arijit, Nimisha, Amit, Lahari, Prajna, turn on your video. Shushmita, Garima. Okay, Ashin, clear. Gaurav, clear. Neha, clear. Shushmit, clear. Swati, clear. Swati, clear or not? Yes or no? Nod your head at least. It's not necessary that you should always communicate with me verbally. Have you heard about non-verbal modes of communication that does not involve use of words? Where you can do like this, wink your eye, so that I get something to know whether from your body language whether you're understanding the concepts or not. Turn on your video, guys. Thank you, Nimisha. Following. We are maintaining social distancing. I'm seeing you virtually. That's why my mask is not on. आओ, डेल्टा क्यू q1 माइनस q2 नीचे q1 प्लस q2 into p1 plus p2. डेल्टा p मुझे बताओ क्या होगा? Can I write p1 minus p2? So now this formula ना, people learn this formula. I don't know why. Why do they learn this formula? This formula has total relation with the original formula. Once you know an original formula has a relation with the first definition. If you only know the definition, you can generate the formula. And if the original formula has been generated, arc elasticity you can generate by replacing the original ones with their averages respectively. And delta q is how? How did you get delta q in the previous sums that we have discussed? Deduction करके ही ना. Price का change आपने बोला था 10 to 20. 10 change निकाला. कैसे? Minus ही तो किया. P1 minus P2. So delta P is what? Delta, this is a triangle means a delta. Delta means change. Clear? Yes. Now coming to the formula. There will be no negative sign in this formula. In arc method, always positive sign will be standing outside. Logic behind? Because while we find out the averages, the signs get automatically cancelled. Because we are taking elasticity between 2 points. If you draw the diagram, I don't want to go into the details. Okay? Suppose this is a demand curve. So this is a particular point A, this is a particular point B. Now I am measuring elasticity between these 2 points. And if I join these 2 points, I am getting an arc. So it is called as arc elasticity. इतना detail में नहीं जाना है. Sums is asked basically in the exams. So in arc elastic method, अच्छा now, ma'am, how will you know कि whether we have to solve by original method or arc? Now according to you, tell me, answer by original and arc will be same or different? We have done one sum on original method, na? Percentage method, we have solved one sum. If we apply arc, answer will be same or different? Answer will be same or different? Tell me, answer will be same or different? I can see your lip sync. Lip sync से भी मुझे बहुत कुछ समझ में आता है. I'm expert at cracking out non-verbal communication with your eyes, with your lip sync, with your body language. So communicate. Shushmit, Ashin, both are incorrect. फॉर्मूला आपका अलग है तो आंसर कैसे सेम आएगा? आंसर विल बी डिफरेंट. देयर व्हाट फॉर्मूला डिड यू अप्लाई? चलो मैं लिखती हूँ ओरिजिनल फॉर्मूला को. व्हाट डिड यू अप्लाई? डेल्टा क्यू बाई क्यू इनटू पी बाई डेल्टा पी. दिस वाज अ फॉर्मूला एंड डेल्टा क्यू इज सेम ना, Q1 minus Q2. डेल्टा क्यू मींस Q1 minus Q2 and delta P means what? P1 minus P2. Both the things are giving you the same answer. There you are taking Q1 plus Q2. Here you are taking Q. How will the answer will be same? Dear, answer has to be different. And already I have said in original method, minus sign will be there, average no minus. तो वैसे भी different है. Answer will be different. Okay? चलो, solve the above sum by this method. Refer to the above sum. Solve it very quickly by this arc elasticity. Tell me the answer. Then you will get to know the difference. The answer was 0.6 ना there. यहाँ क्या आता है मुझे बताओ. Write down the question here. Solve the above sum by arc elasticity. Solve it very quickly. Solve the above sum by using arc elasticity. Find it out. Very easy. ऊपर वाला तो सेम ही रहेगा, डेल्टा क्यू सेम. टेल मी द आंसर ईपी का. writing the formula for you again. Tell me the answer. Don't make the mistake this time. First you have to take quantity ka, then price ka. Yes, different people are giving me different answers. Some are saying 0.78, some are saying 1.28. Kriti, I think you have answered it incorrectly. Let me check. Tell me the change in quantity. मुझे बताओ quantity का change कितना था? I cannot trust you people. I have to check out the figures on my own. What was the figure that I gave you? Change कितना है quantity में? 3 divided by 5 plus 2. Q1 plus Q2 is what? 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 by 7 into P1 plus P2. That means 10 plus 20. 30 divided by change is how much? 10. So, क्या हो रहा है? 3 into 3. 3 3s are 9 divided by 7. So, what is the answer? 0 point. Oh my God. 0 point नहीं है बाबा. You are misleading me by giving wrong answer. 0.75. Some are saying 0.128. How? 7 ones are 7. Full point. Decimal 20. That means 7 twos are 14. Then 60. 7 8. 1.285 is the correct answer. 1.28. Or if you round it off, 1.29 is the correct answer. See, professional level students are giving wrong answers for so simple maths, whose formula has been given. You just have to put down the values and you are giving me wrong answers. Very weird and strange. 1.29 is the correct answer. What you people have done, I don't know. डेल्टा डी डेल्टा क्यू कितना है? चेंज इन क्वांटिटी बताओ वेरी क्विकली. 5 और 2 को माइनस करोगे कितना बचा? 3. तो 3 ऊपर लिखा, डिवाइडेड बाय D1 Q1 प्लस Q2. 5 प्लस 2 इज 7. 3 by 7 इनटू ऊपर में P1 प्लस P2 है. ओरिजिनल प्राइस इज 10, फाइनल इज 20. 10 प्लस 20 30 डिवाइडेड बाय चेंज इन प्राइस. चेंज इन इज हाउ मच? 10. 0 0 कैंसिल. 3 3s are 9. 9 डिवाइडेड बाय 7. 1.285. What you people are doing with the calculations, I don't know. I will be giving you few sums for your homework. So the answer is here 1.28 or 1.29, whatever. Please, please, please don't make this sums so complicated. They are so very easy sums. Why can't you get the answers? Where are you going wrong? Where you people are going wrong? Okay, chalo. Done till here. Arc elasticity is over. You'll be able to manage arc elasticity के ऊपर sums आएंगे तो percentage method done. We have discussed 2 methods. Now moving on to the third method. ठीक है? Now talking about the third method. It's geometric method. Also known as point elastic method. This is geometric method, also known as point elastic method. Now here what is happening? We are basically finding out the segments of the demand curve. This method is applicable generally when we want to measure a very small change in quantity demanded. When very small change in quantity demanded needs to be measured. Okay? When very small change in quantity demanded needs to be measured. This is generally applicable for a linear demand curve. Okay? So let us have a look. Suppose this is a linear demand curve. You understand linear, non-linear? This is a linear demand curve. Non-linear was the one which I was drawing initially. The curved ones. Linear means a straight line. Is it downward sloping? Yes, it's downward sloping. But a straight line. So can I say this is a demand curve which is a straight line downward sloping curve? तो यहाँ पे ज्योमेट्रिक मेथड कब अप्लाई होता है? व्हेन आई वांट टू मेजर value of price elasticity at different points. Can you see these are different points? ये अलग अलग points पे we are trying to measure the price elasticity. Different points. ठीक है? So very small change we are measuring, different points we are measuring. So when we want to measure the value of price elasticity at different points, we have to use point elastic method. And the formula for point elastic method is lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve. Lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve. Now I hope you know geometry and you know what is demand curve. Tell me, point A can be called as a demand curve. Point A can be called as a segment. Sorry, not curve. Point A को क्या मैं segment बोल सकती हूँ? चैट बॉक्स में लिखकर बताओ. क्या point B एक segment है? पॉइंट सी एक सेगमेंट है, पॉइंट डी एक सेगमेंट है, पॉइंट ई एक सेगमेंट है. मतलब मुझे बहुत मजा आ रहा है आप लोगों को इस तरह से छेड़ने में. टेल मी, मतलब ये क्लास 1 का चीज पूछ रही हो, ज्योमेट्री, मैथमेटिक्स, अलजेब्रा. देखो, अगेन यू हैव गिवन मी द रॉन्ग आंसर. अगेन क्लास 1 स्टूडेंट्स विल मॉक एट यू. 2 points together make a segment. Point A is a point. I'm saying point A can be a segment. Point A कैसे segment होगा? For making a segment you have to join 2 points. My God. A और B मिलकर एक segment बनाते हैं. And AB is the name of the segment. BC is the name of a segment. CD is the name of a segment. A single point cannot create a segment. इसीलिए आई एम ट्राइंग टीचिंग यू फ्रॉम द बेसिक लेवल. ओके, आई कैनॉट कंट्रोल माई स्माइल, डोंट टेक मी अदरवाइज. ओके, चलो. सो डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड? सेगमेंट इज comprised of 2 points. A single point cannot create a segment. Okay, so now let us find out the value of price elasticity at different points. ठीक है, talking about point A, tell me the value of EP. If I stand here at point A, formula क्या? lower segment by upper segment. Lower by upper. So when you are standing at point A, what is the lowest segment you can see? सबसे लास्ट पॉइंट कौन सा है? E. तो A के नीचे A E के संग मिलकर क्या सेगमेंट बना रहे? टेल मी द नेम ऑफ द सेगमेंट विच A is creating. पूरा लास्ट तक देखो, टिल लास्ट पॉइंट. A के नीचे सबसे लास्ट पॉइंट कौन सा है? E. So what is the name of the segment? What is the lower segment? A के नीचे जो सेगमेंट बन रहा है उस सेगमेंट का नाम बताओ. राइट. ए के नीचे जो सेगमेंट बन रहा है, डरो मत, वेरी सिंपल. ठीक है, मिस्टेक्स होते हैं सबसे, ऐसा कोई बात नहीं है इसमें. इट्स ए ई. आई एम आस्किंग यू, ए क्या सेगमेंट बना रहा है? आप इलास्टिसिटी कहां मेजर कर रहे हो? ए पे ना. सो स्टार्टिंग विथ ए, एंडिंग ऑन ई. वेरी सिंपल, ए ई. तो लोअर सेगमेंट क्या हो गया? ए ई डिवाइडेड बाई अपर सेगमेंट. बताओ, ए के ऊपर कोई पॉइंट्स बचे हैं सेगमेंट बनाने के लिए? ए के संग कोई सेगमेंट बनेंगे? सो व्हाट शुड आई राइट? What should I write? Upper segment is 0. There is no segment. A के ऊपर कोई पॉइंट है? अगर A के ऊपर कोई पॉइंट नहीं है तो सेगमेंट नहीं बनेगा. So can I say नीचे में 0 आ गया? And you know this very well. Anything divided by 0 is equals to what? Anything divided by 0 is equals to what? Tell me. Infinity. So यानी at A you have found out the value of price elasticity. It's infinity. Very simple. Clear with you? And one more thing. यहाँ पे जो मैंने A B C D E बनाया ना, AE जो लाइन बनाया, C या मिड पॉइंट है, याद रखना. I forgot to tell you, C is the midpoint. If C is the midpoint, tell me what can I write? Again relating to your geometry concepts. If C is the midpoint, ये आप बता दोगे, मुझे पक्का पता है. C midpoint है, तो what conclusion can I write? If C is the midpoint, what conclusion can I write? Can I write AC is equal to CE? Can I write AC equal to CE? C is the midpoint. है ना? Okay, चलो. Now moving on to point B. Let us find out price elasticity at point B. So that is why the name is point method ना, क्योंकि at each point you are measuring the value of EP at different points on a linear demand curve. चलो, if I talk about point B, tell me the formula. Lower by upper, lower segment क्या हो रहा है? अब अपने आप बताओ. Standing at B, lower segment क्या बन रहा है? B से लेकर E तक B डिवाइडेड बाई B से लेकर ऊपर A तक अपर सेगमेंट क्या बन रहा है? अभी तो B के ऊपर A है, B is making an upper segment with A. So what is that segment? BA. Can I say BE divided by BA? Can I say B divided by B? Or you can say AB also. Both are same. अब ये मत बोलना मैम can we write AB? हाँ you can write. Can I write B की जगह EB? Yes, both are same dear. Okay. तो अब मुझे बताओ, look at the diagram and tell me. Do you think B is bigger or AB is bigger? Who is bigger? कौन बड़ा लग रहा है? B segment बड़ा लग रहा है? Look at B is this much, AB is this much. Who is greater? B is greater कि B है? Numerator is greater कि denominator is greater? Numerator part is greater कि denominator is greater? Yes, B is greater. Numerator greater than denominator का मतलब बताओ. Numerator greater than denominator का मतलब बताओ. When numerator is greater than denominator, what is the value of the fraction, guys? What's the value of the fraction? It's greater than 1. So can I say at point B, elasticity is highly elastic? At point B, elasticity is highly elastic. Am I clear? Now, you tell me at C. C, formula batao. EP is equals to lower segment by upper segment. Lower by upper. Lower is what? CE. Upper is what? AC. Just now you have written AC and C both are equal. So if numerator denominator both are equal, the fraction ka value is equals to 1. So at point C, the value is unitary elastic. Very easy. Now coming to point D. Tell me. Lower by upper. DE divided by DA. Now clearly you can see DA is bigger. Yani denominator is bigger na. Fraction will be less than 1. So you can see all the 5 types you are measuring here by applying the formula. Lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve. Now moving on to the last point E. EP का फॉर्मूला बताओ. लोअर सेगमेंट कुछ बचा है? E के नीचे कुछ है? नहीं, कुछ नहीं है. 0 डिवाइडेड बाई E के ऊपर में जाओ तो पूरा EA बन रहा है. बट यू नो ऊपर में 0 होता है तो फ्रैक्शन इज 0. So in this manner you have found all the 5 values by applying the simple formula lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve, and this is called as geometric method or point elastic method. Yes? Am I clear with you guys? So this completes your third method. This completes your third method. All right? Okay. I will give you the time to write. अभी मत लिखो. ये चारों ही मेथड आपको लिखने पड़ेंगे क्योंकि ये नोट्स में मैं जो दूंगी वहां पे नोट्स में 2 अलग से पेजेस ब्लैंक है ये मेथड्स को लिखने के लिए, तो आप इसको जॉट डाउन करोगे. ओके, give me some time. Let me complete all the methods. You have to write all the 4 methods. Okay. Now moving on to the fourth one. Moving on to the fourth method. Okay. Which is very simple. जिसके ऊपर sums आते हैं. Elasticity का एक simple सा formula है. This kind of method से generally the sums is asked in your exam apart from arc and original one. For example, demand's equation is given. Equation is given. Can you apply original method in this original formula in this method? Percentage method applicable होगा. For percentage method you need 4 variables. Original price, final price, original quantity, final quantity. है ना? But यहाँ पे एक ही price दिया हुआ and price is ₹15 per unit. When price is ₹15 per unit. Don't copy anything. I will give you the time to copy later on. Just understand the concepts. Can I say this is the demand equation they have given in the sum? ये डिमांड इक्वेशन है जो कि सम में दिया हुआ है. दिस इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ डिमांड विच दे हैव गिवन इन द सम एंड देन दे आर आस्किंग यू टू फाइंड ईपी व्हेन प्राइस इज ₹15 पर यूनिट. तो मैम इट्स वेरी सिंपल. वी विल अप्लाई द फॉर्मूला ऑफ पी, विल पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ पी इन दिस इक्वेशन, विल गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ क्यू. राइट, क्यू आ जाएगा. चलो निकालो. क्यू इज व्हाट? -100. प्राइस का वैल्यू इज 15, यानी क्यू इज हाउ मच? आई थिंक 50. अभी P आपको पता है 15 गिवन इन द सम, क्वांटिटी आ गया 50. स्टिल कैन यू गेट द इलास्टिसिटी? फॉर फाइंडिंग आउट इलास्टिसिटी आई हैव सेड you need original price, final price, original quantity, final quantity, but they have not been given in the sum. Rather they have given you an equation. So now you have to use this equation to find out elasticity. Now how to do this sum? इसके लिए एक अलग से फॉर्मूला है. Whenever demand equation is given, then elasticity का formula you have to apply is derivatives formula. You have to differentiate the equation with respect to price. Differentiating both the sides with respect to price. The formula will be dq by dp into p by q. This is the price elasticity formula when demand equation is given. This formula is applicable when demand equation is given. And यहाँ पे equation ही दिया हुआ है. So यानी in this formula, P you already know given in the sum, Q you have found out 50, but dq by dp निकालना बाकी है. What is dq by dp? What is dq by dp? Differentiation you know. How many of you don't know differentiation? Please write it. How many of you have no idea about derivatives? How to solve derivatives? You have to differentiate this equation. This is the equation. सुष्मिता नो आइडिया अबाउट डिफरेंशिएशन डेरिवेटिव्स. मैम पीछा छुड़ाया था फाउंडेशन में जैसे तैसे. इंटर में तो था नहीं डेरिवेटिव्स, फाइनल में भी नहीं है. ओके, even if you don't know derivatives, I'll make it simple for you. ठीक है, for some purpose, but you should know derivatives. In this chapter, there is an application of derivatives as well as integration. So we'll try to solve it. Sums करेंगे, the concept will be clear. You cannot expect me to teach derivative and integration here. It take a lot of, I think, more than 2 months. Ask from a maths expert. 1 महीना derivative, 1 महीना integration, and then the syllabus of maths gets complete. Okay, no worries. चलो, जिन लोगों को आता है मेरे साथ करो. Differentiate this equation. Solve it. Differentiate this equation. Get me the answer. With respect to price करना है. So Q का derivatives निकाले, it becomes dq by dp. Learn this. Whenever a constant is given, derivative of a constant is 0. Can I say minus 100 is a constant? Constant है ना? Constant, you understand? Constant means free of variable. Like minus 100 अकेला, उसके संग कोई वेरिएबल नहीं है. P और Q अकेला है. अकेले बंदे को constant बोला जाता है. हाँ, तो constant का derivative 0 होता है. साइन चाहे कुछ भी हो. Had it been minus 50, डेरिवेटिव उसका 0. Had it been 500, 0. 600, 0. 700, 0. 10,000, 0. Any constant is given which is free of x, y, z, a, b, c, any symbols, then the answer is 0. Okay? Now, 10p, is it a constant? No. इसके संग एक वेरिएबल एसोसिएटेड है, प्राइस, जिसका आप डेरिवेटिव्स निकालो, जिसके रिस्पेक्ट में आप डेरिवेटिव्स कर रहे हो. तो ऐसे याद रखो, ऑल्दो दिस इज इनकरेक्ट टू टीच यू, बट फिर भी आई कैन नॉट टीच यू डेरिवेटिव्स नाउ. तो इस तरह से याद रखो, जब भी आप एक वेरिएबल देखोगे, व्हेनेवर यू आर गोइंग टू सी वन वेरिएबल अटैच्ड, रिमूव दैट वेरिएबल, द रिमेनिंग कोएफिशिएंट बिकम्स द डेरिवेटिव्स आंसर. 10p में से वेरिएबल कौन है? वेरिएबल मींस यू अंडरस्टैंड सिंबल. p इज द सिंबल, हटा दो उसको, क्या बचा? 10. तो 10p का डेरिवेटिव 10 हो गया. And 0 plus 10 is what? 10. यानी dq by dp का वैल्यू comes to 10. All right? अब बोलोगे, जिन लोग को डेरिवेटिव्स आता है, they will think, ma'am, but if it's p square, then your logic will fail. Yes, absolutely, my logic will fail. So when we are going to discuss that type of sum, I am going to invent some new innovative techniques for my students not knowing derivatives. Those who know derivative, उन लोग को तो कोई प्रॉब्लम होगा ही नहीं. They know how to solve 10p square. 2 will come down, 20p हो जाएगा उसका आंसर. But for the timing for this sum, learn it like that. Constant 0, variable, उड़ा दो वेरिएबल को, जो बचा that is the answer. ठीक है? So यानी you have got the answer of dq by dp as 10. Now you have got all the values. Find out the elasticity. This was the formula of elasticity. Put all the values. dq by dp you have got 10. Price is how much? 15 था. Quantity 50 you have found out. Solving this you will get answer is 3. But I said minus sign बाहर रहेगा, क्योंकि ये law of demand की वजह से negative रहता है. So minus 3 is the answer. So elasticity is minus 3. सिर्फ arc में minus sign is not applicable. ठीक है? So this is called as derivatives method. And this method is applicable when equations are given. और believe me, इस chapter में भर भर के equations के sums आते हैं. भर भर के. जो मैंने बोला ना 10 मार्क्स का सम, इस टाइप का, जैसे ये क्वेश्चन आया, दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन कैरीज 5 to 6 marks. So don't you think it's very easy to score once you understand the concept how to solve it? It's very easy, simple. But now people are worried, they don't know derivative. अरे don't learn derivative, learn the techniques of derivative, shortcuts. Constant is 0, p है तो p को उड़ा दो, कोएफिशिएंट बचा, that is the answer. p स्क्वायर है, स्क्वायर में से माथे में से 2 को नीचे उतार दो, नीचे उतार दो, मल्टीप्लाई कर दो कोएफिशिएंट के संग 20 और एक p को रख दो. जब उस टाइप का सम आएगा ना, आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट. ठीक है? आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. फोर्थ मेथड इज क्लियर. सो फॉर्मूला फॉर इलास्टिसिटी इज dq by dp into p by q. तो इसके लिए आपको 100% इक्वेशन दिया रहेगा एंड वन वैल्यू विल ऑल्सो बी गिवन आइदर ऑफ q और ऑफ p. ठीक है? सो पुटिंग वन वैल्यू यू विल गेट द अदर वैल्यू फ्रॉम द इक्वेशन एंड देन डिफरेंशिएटिंग बोथ द साइड्स विद रिस्पेक्ट टू प्राइस यू विल गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ ep. Right? So this completes your 4 method. This completes your 4 method. Ashin, you are testing me. Ashin is saying me, ma'am, p cube का बताइए. I was an maths expert. I got 98 marks in my boards examination. I was from pure maths background. And you are challenging me. 3p square. I'm correct? Okay. Sometimes it feels good. You should ask your teachers such kind of questions to test them actually. I was also from science background. Till class 12, I had taken science. I had a vision to pursue my career in, something related with chemistry. I wanted something related with chemistry. But then following the footsteps of my brother, I switched my career perspective. I switched over it because I needed someone in front of me, to whom I can look at and to whom I can follow. And my performance was tremendously good in science background. I was a school topper. I secured 98%, best of 4 ISC boards. But still I did not pursue my career in that because, there was some doubt whether it will be a good option or not. Seeing my brother doing so well, I decided to opt what he has decided actually for his career. And today we are practicing the same thing, teaching. Okay, teaching was like we both always had a fancy to teach from our childhood days. You won't believe, but when I was myself in my class 5, I had started teaching. You will laugh at that, but that is the truth. You won't believe it. Although I did not took any money for teaching when I was in class 5, nobody would give me. I was myself in class 5. You cannot expect anyone giving me some kind of remuneration or fees for coming and taking lectures from me. But you won't believe, when I was in my class 5, I was teaching class 7, class 8 student. And gradually the interest developed, and we finally found that this is our life. Although I worked in big fours, but I came back. I knew I would come back. I just went there for taking the experience of the external world, how the corporate actually works. But I was clear with my intentions कि I had to pursue my career in teaching line because I always had a passion for teaching. I am teaching not just because it's my profession, it's my passion. I have full dedication. If you ask me now to sit for the entire 12 hours and teach you, I'll be more than happy. Students are not happy कि यार ma'am 12 hours पढ़ाएगी at a stretch. But I am happy to teach them anytime. Because it's my passion, it's my hobby. And same goes with Mohit sir. He teaches from his heart. And so we are able to deliver it so well. Okay, chalo, come back. Fourth method is over. Chalo, now let us talk about the fifth one. Fifth method. This is very easy. But again technical. Total revenue method, or we call it as total expenditure method. Total revenue method or total expenditure method. अच्छा, अब ये मत सोचना मैम यू आर फ्रॉम साइंस बैकग्राउंड तो आपने तो फ्लॉप किया होगा कॉमर्स बैकग्राउंड में. नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. I always, you know the things. I'm not flaunting anything. Okay, look, I'm not overemphasizing anything, but yes, I did well. Whatever I chose, I did well in that. Okay. All right, chalo. Total expenditure method में क्या होता है? I'll give you one table so that the things become clearer to you. In this method, we have to study the relationship between price and total expenditure, not the relationship between price and quantity. जैसे अभी तक जितने भी रिलेशंस हम लोगों ने निकाले कि वेदर द इलास्टिसिटी इज इलास्टिक कि इन इलास्टिक की परफेक्टली इलास्टिक, वी वर स्टडिंग द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन व्हाट? प्राइस एंड क्वांटिटी. हु स्ट्रेंथ इज ग्रेटर? इफ प्राइस स्ट्रेंथ इज ग्रेटर, इट्स इन इलास्टिक. इफ क्वांटिटी स्ट्रेंथ इज ग्रेटर, इट्स इलास्टिक. इफ प्राइस इज नॉट चेंजिंग, देन व्हाट? देन जीरो. इस तरह से हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया है ना, इन्फिनिटी, जीरो. तो अब हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? प्राइस और क्वांटिटी का रिलेशन नहीं जज कर रहे. वी आर स्टडिंग द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन प्राइस एंड टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर. यस सुष्मित, your entire institute mat is filled with examples of fourth method. So we are going to discuss all those sums, don't worry. सारे sums मैं आपके संग discuss करूंगी. 80% sums will be discussed from your institute mat. Repetitive sums will be given to you for your homework. But homework से by the way मुझे बहुत important चीज याद आया. Have you finished doing my homework, that practical sums which I have given you? You people not even discuss about your homework. And looking at your smile. ठीक है, whatever the case is, tomorrow is your written test and I will see how well you perform tomorrow. And if you perform badly, see what will be the consequences. That will be totally severe. Severe punishment you will get. And I'm not joking. ठीक है, देखना क्या punishment मिलेगा if you're not performing well in your test. So you have got full 24, not 24 hours, maybe 12 hours for your test. Once the class gets over, sit with the first chapter, revise it, learn it for tomorrow's test. Very good, Kshitish. Chalo, relationship between price and total expenditure. So here we are going to determine the relationship between price and T, and on the basis of that we are going to judge whether it is elastic, whether it's inelastic, whether it's unitary elastic. Okay, so chalo, for that I am going to draw a table for you, because with this table the things will get very simpler. Okay, you know how to find out total expenditure? You know how to find out total expenditure? Suppose this is price per unit. And do you know about law of demand? What does law of demand teaches us? Price per unit is falling consistently. जैसे जैसे प्राइस गिर रहा है, क्वांटिटी इज राइजिंग, क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड बढ़ रहा है. लॉ ऑफ डिमांड वेरी इजी. Price per unit is falling continuously and your quantity demanded is rising. Any doubt in this? Price जब 10 रुपया था, customer were demanding 1 unit. Price has fallen to rupees 9 per unit. Now they are demanding 2 units. Price falls to 8. Now they are demanding 3 units. Very simple chart. Find out total expenditure. Draw this table actually. Find out total expenditure. If you don't draw it, we'll do it later on. Because I've said you all the things you have to do again. Or rather I'll be sharing you the PDF file of this notes. So you don't have to write also. Chalo, बताओ total expenditure निकाल के दो very quickly. Price into quantity. Very basic. Price into quantity. Tell me very quickly. 10, 18, 8 3s are 24, 7 4s are 28, 30, 30, 28, 24, 18, 10. So you have got out total expenditure. ठीक है, अभी ध्यान से सुनना. On this side I'm writing the relationship. ठीक है, between price and total expenditure. I'm writing down the relationship between price and total expenditure. And here price elasticity. Tell me the relationship between price and total expenditure very quickly. Initially what is happening? Just first and third column को देखोगे. Price 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 fall कर रहा है. What about total expenditure? 10, 18, 24, 28. Is it rising or falling? Rising. So what is the relationship you are getting? One variable is falling, the other one is rising. The one is falling, the other one is rising. What is the relationship you are getting? Can I say inverse relation? Between price और quantity की price और T we are talking about. Price और quantity में तो हमेशा ही inverse relation होगा ना. Law of demand ने बताया है. Here we are discussing the relationship between price and T. T means total expenditure. So remember, whenever the relationship between price and total expenditure is inverse, elasticity is greater than 1, highly elastic. Elasticity is always highly elastic. Why I will explain. अभी learn करो. Next, price falls from 6 to 5. Expenditure 30 to 30 remaining what? Constant. Expenditure is not at all changing. Yani what is the relationship you are getting? Constant. Expenditure is not at all changing. No impact on expenditure. That means unitary elastic demand. So when the relationship between price and total expenditure is remaining constant, we call it as unitary elastic demand. Now look at the last case. What is happening? Price is falling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this time expenditure is also falling. Check it out. 30, 28, 24. Is it falling or rising? Falling. Both of them are moving in the same direction, which means direct relation. And direct relation means what? Inelastic, less than 1. Direct relation matlab what? Less than 1. Is it direct relationship between price and quantity? No, not at all. प्राइस और क्वांटिटी में कभी भी डायरेक्ट रिलेशन नहीं हो सकता, तो वो तो एक्सेप्शन हो जाएगा लॉ ऑफ डिमांड का. P and T का रिलेशन इज डायरेक्ट. So ma'am, what is the relationship with the elasticity? कि when in low का relation is inverse, you are writing greater than 1. It is constant, you are writing equals to 1. This is direct, you are writing less than 1. Ma'am, why? Please explain us. ध्यान से सुनना. Please ध्यान से सुनना मेरी बातों को. What I am saying. Do you understand the concept of what is elastic and what is inelastic? Elastic means whose change is greater. Elastic means whose change is greater. Elastic is highly elastic. Quantity का change. Inelastic यानी whose change is greater. Price. Now see, total expenditure is P into Q. And you understand? Okay, let me change the color of the pen. It's not visible, I think. Total expenditure is equal to P into Q. अगर P rise करेगा, Q fall करेगा, this is like a universal truth, like sun rises in the east. Inverse relation ना law of demand का. P will rise, Q has to fall ना. Now tell me, what will T do? What will happen to T? Will it rise or it will fall? Imagine yourself in tug of war situation. Have you ever played tug of war? रस्सी बीच में टानना इधर उधर. Who wins? Who wins? एक जन इधर रस्सी टान रहा है, एक जन इधर रस्सी टान रहा है. Who wins? जहां पे कोई नहीं जीतता. Ashin, you are wrong. Someone has to win the game. जो रस्सी छोड़ देता है वो हार जाता है. He falls down. And the other group who continuously holds it wins the match. Right? यानी whose strength is greater, that person wins the match. चलो अपने आप को imagine करो. Imagine it, okay? There is a mountain cliff. और गलती से some of your enemy has actually pushed you and you're hanging on the mountain's wall. On one side is your friend who is trying to push you up, and on the other side is your enemy who is trying to pull you down. Where will you go? Tell me. Did you imagine your situation? आप एक पहाड़ के बीच में लटके हुए हो. आपको आपका दोस्त ऊपर टान रहा है, आपको आपका दुश्मन नीचे टान रहा है. आप कहाँ जाओगे? बताओ. Where will you go? अरे बाप रे, you are applying your physics, Supriya. You will go obviously whose strength is greater. She is applying your law of gravity, ma'am. What goes up comes down. Newton's law of gravity. Newton's third law. जिसका स्ट्रेंथ ज्यादा होगा वहां जाओगे. पिक्चर नहीं देखते क्या? बॉलीवुड को अप्लाई करो. डोंट यू सी बॉलीवुड मूवीज? कहां जाता है? जिसका फोर्स ज्यादा है. जिसका फोर्स ज्यादा है ना, either upward or downward, whose force is greater. So is the case with total expenditure. Price is pulling it upward, quantity is pushing it downward. Where will it go? Whose strength is greater? It can either rise, it can either fall, depending upon जिसका strength ज्यादा है. Am I clear with you? चलो अब आओ, अब concept में आओ. See, look here. Total expenditure for the first case is equal to P into Q. Price is falling 10,987. तो मैंने प्राइस के बगल में डाउनवर्ड एरो दिया. यू अंडरस्टैंड द एरोस? ठीक है. एंड व्हाट अबाउट क्वांटिटी? मैम देखने का दरकार ही नहीं है. प्राइस गिरेगा तो क्वांटिटी को तो बढ़ना ही है, बट फिर भी देख लो क्वांटिटी बढ़ ही रहा होगा. 1 2 3 4 5. इज इट राइजिंग? नाउ व्हाट अबाउट एक्सपेंडिचर? एक्सपेंडिचर के संग क्या हुआ पहले स्टेज में? 10 18 24 28. इट ऑल्सो राइजेस. यानी पक्का एक्सपेंडिचर किसके डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है? एक्सपेंडिचर किसके डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं? डोंट राइट, पहले अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट. हुज डायरेक्शन? एक्सपेंडिचर इज गोइंग इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ क्वांटिटी की प्राइस. टेल मी द आंसर. एक्सपेंडिचर इज गोइंग इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ प्राइस की क्वांटिटी. Yes, quantity is rising, expenditure is also rising. That means quantity strength is greater than price. That means quantity का strength ज़्यादा है, and when quantity का change ज़्यादा होता है, which kind of elasticity it is? When percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than percentage change in price, which kind of elasticity it is? Which kind? अभी पढ़ाया ना definition. क्वांटिटी का चेंज ज्यादा, ऊपर वाले का चेंज ज्यादा, हाईली इलास्टिक, न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू इसीलिए ग्रेटर देन 1 है. नाउ द कॉन्सेप्ट इज क्लियर. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स ग्रेटर देन 1. सेकेंड केस, एक्सपेंडिचर का फॉर्मूला बताओ. P इंटू क्यू. अगेन 6 to 5, price is falling. 5 to 6, quantity is rising, but this time expenditure is not at all changing. एक्सपेंडिचर पे कोई इफेक्ट ही नहीं हो रहा. आप लटके हुए हो पहाड़ में, ना आप नीचे गिर रहे हो ना ऊपर आ पा रहे हो, वहीं के वहीं लटके हुए हो. कब होगा ऐसा? जब दोनों का फोर्सेस क्या है, इक्वल है. यानी दिस टाइम परसेंटेज चेंज इन प्राइस इज इक्वल टू परसेंटेज चेंज इन क्वांटिटी. और जब ऐसा होता है तब न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू क्या आता है? इक्वल्स टू 1. एंड इन दैट केस एक्सपेंडिचर इज रिमेनिंग कांस्टेंट. नाउ यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग द कॉन्सेप्ट. थर्ड केस, again T equal to P into Q. Tell me what's happening. Price is falling. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quantity is rising, but expenditure क्या हो रहा है? एक्सपेंडिचर भी अब की बार फॉल हो रहा है. यानी किसके डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है एक्सपेंडिचर? किसके डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है? किसके डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है एक्सपेंडिचर? टेल मी. प्राइस के. प्राइस फॉल हो रहा है ना. कैसे? क्वांटिटी नहीं. हाँ, क्वांटिटी कैसे हुआ भाई? एक्सपेंडिचर इज फॉलिंग एंड सो इज द प्राइस. सो एक्सपेंडिचर इज मूविंग इन विच डायरेक्शन? प्राइस की क्वांटिटी. प्राइस ना. यानी अब की बार whose strength has been greater? Whose strength is greater? Price. Percentage change in price is greater than percentage change in quantity demanded this time. And when price change is greater, we call it as inelastic. Highly inelastic या inelastic, both are same. And therefore the numerical value is less than 1. Nobody is going to teach you the concepts of all these stuffs because these are taught at the base level, basic level. People learn it. Relationship is inverse. It has to be highly elastic. It's constant. It has to be equals to 1. It's direct. It has to be less than 1. But now you got the concept, I think. So this completes your methods of measuring price elasticity. This is over. Write all the 5 methods very quickly. Giving you the time. 5 minutes time. Likho. Or should I share you in the PDF format? Bolo, would you like to write it? Would you like to write it? Or as it is, the same notes will be shared to you. Okay? तो ये वाला जो notes I will share और एक कंप्यूटराइज नोट्स जो मैंने शेयर किया था वो भी शेयर किया जाएगा. वहां पे आप देखो कि 2 पेज ब्लैंक है तो उसको लिख लेना अपने आप. ठीक है? यही वाला चीज को आपको सेम टू सेम वहां कॉपी करना है. क्लियर? सो दिस कंप्लीट्स योर प्राइस इलास्टिसिटी कंप्लीटली. चलो, नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू शो यू इन योर मैट. और अब मैट में हम लोग देख लेते हैं. वी हैव डिस्कस टाइप्स ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी. उसके पहले वाले में उसके पहले तक हम लोगों ने सब कुछ लास्ट क्लास में डिस्कस कर चुका था. टाइप्स में आई हैव टॉट यू दिस वन. टुडे वी हैव कंप्लीटेड दिस प्राइस इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड. सेकेंड इनकम, थर्ड क्रॉस प्राइस इलास्टिसिटी. नेक्स्ट, प्राइस इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड का फॉर्मूला. It explains the proportionate change in quantity demanded due to percentage change in price. Can you see the formula? I said you now sometimes they give you proportionate, sometimes they give you percentage. Ma'am, do we need to learn from here? No. Iska notes I will share. Then why are you making us mark? Just to show you, give you the satisfaction कि we are covering everything. ठीक है? And I am not teaching you something extra or not something less. Okay? Look at the formula that I was talking about. See, in your books they have used X word. But you can use Q, both are same. The formula is clear. The formula is clear. Delta X by X into P by delta P. We have done it in a simplified manner. Types, 5 types you can see that we have discussed. ठीक है? The definition is given. Numerical value infinity. Shape of the demand curve is given. Scrolling it very fast, है ना? Because you have to learn all these things from my notes which I will be giving you. Just showing you. Perfectly inelastic demand. Can you see the diagram? It was like vertical. And the numerical value was equals to 0. Relatively elastic का मतलब क्या होता है? Highly elastic. Both are same. Relatively elastic बोलो, highly elastic. greater than 1, and you already know the definition. I will show you. You don't have to mug up the definition. Proportionate change in demand is more than proportionate change in price. And numerical value you can see greater than 1. And you know, technically, if I speak the definition then given in your mat is wrong. They have not mentioned the one ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus nahi hoga. That is the greatest blunder they have done. In your exams, you are going to use this word. Okay, they will give you a better markings. And you can see it's flattered. Then relatively inelastic, matlab highly inelastic. You can see it's steeper. It's less than 1. Where price change is greater. And then unitary elastic equals to 1. This is a rectangular hyperbola. Hai na? This is a rectangular hyperbola. It's a rectangular hyperbola. Right? And then they have given you this table format. All the things written together. Right? Income elasticity, next class we will be discussing. We have direct discussed then methods. See, all the methods have been pointed out here. Percentage method, you can see this formula has been used for which we have done the derivation. What was the ultimate derivation? Delta Q by Q into P by delta P. This was the formula na, with a minus sign outside. Sums also we have done on this. Expenditure method, which is also called as total outlay or total revenue method. I have told you this. And then they have given the formula, price per unit into quantity. And then they have just mentioned, देखो क्या बोला है यहाँ पे, पूरा explain किया जो मैंने आपको बोला. Inelastic कब होगा? Less than 1 when total outlay falls with falls in price, which means direct relation, and rises with rise in price. तो मैंने बोला ना, जब direct relation होता है, price और T में जब direct relation होता है, it's inelastic. Unitary elastic कब? When expenditure remains unchanged. Total outlay means what? Total expenditure remaining constant. Unchanged means constant. And elastic कब होगा? When the relationship is inverse. Right? This we have discussed in the form of table. So, एक बार table देखोगे तो पूरे concepts clear हो जाएंगे. Then we have discussed this diagrammatic method. Why diagrammatic method? क्योंकि we have drawn that linear demand curve, and on each point we have found out the value of EP. By applying this formula, you can see lower segment by upper segment. Here is the diagram. K is the midpoint. यहाँ पे हम लोग सारे points में measure किए थे. Right? फिर they have also given कि यहाँ पे equal to 1 होता है. कहाँ पे? Midpoint पे. And अलग अलग points में they have given it in paragraph format. Then remember we have also discussed this formula. dq by dp into p by q. मैंने minus sign भी लगाया था, but they have ignored it. But actually, technically minus sign should be there. This formula is used when demand equation is given. Right? Derivatives. देखो यहाँ लिखा है differential calculus. Differentiation ना? Done? Then arc elasticity. I have said you ना, ये देखो दो point they have showed you. और इस दोनों points के बीच में we measure the value of price elasticity. So it's called arc. Can you see the formula? This formula, is it clear? Same formula that we have discussed. देखो यहाँ Q1 ले आया, अभी ऊपर में X बोल रहा था, यहाँ Q1 ले आया, तो क्या है? वही तो है, डेल्टा Q by Q1 plus Q2 into P1 plus P2 by डेल्टा P. सेम फॉर्मूला है ना, राइट? और देखो मॉड अंडर मॉड्स. डन? डन टिल हियर? सो यहां तक पूरा अच्छे से रिवाइज करना, लर्न करना घर पे, सॉल्व द सम, ठीक है? एंड टुमारो मीट मी. देयर इज वन सम्स फॉर योर होमवर्क, प्लीज राइट इट डाउन. राइट डाउन द क्वेश्चन. व्हेन both the methods. Please solve this sum. Tomorrow I don't want to hear that you have not done your homework. This sum as well as the previous chapter 1's practical sum, both I'm going to check you tomorrow, and I mean it. And one announcement for you tomorrow, there is no test. because I'll be taking your extra class tomorrow. ठीक है? So test I have kept on Tuesday. I have said you know कि this Tuesday I'm not going to take your live class because I have got one important meeting. So that is why I have decided on Tuesday you are going to give me the test, and tomorrow I have kept the extra class. Okay? Are you free at 4 p.m. tomorrow? Tomorrow is Sunday, right? Tell me. Tomorrow 4 p.m. Is it fine? Tomorrow 4 p.m. The topics are very easy. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको बहुत टाइम चाहिए इसको लर्न करने के लिए. Oh my god, profitability analysis was done in the 5th class, dear. Let me read the chat. Who is this? Abhi. I have Abhishek. Okay, Abhishek Chakrabarti. I think it's Chakrabarti, na? Abhishek, I have done profitability analysis in the 5th class of SPM. It's there. Check it out. How many classes you have got in Google Drive, dear? 5th class में था. You can ask the other people who have done my live lectures. पूरा डिटेल एनालिसिस किया था प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी एनालिसिस का. उसी के ऊपर तो 2 प्रैक्टिकल सम्स हुए थे. The one sum was discussed in the class and the second one was given for your homework. ABC analysis. Profitability analysis हमने किया था. So please check the 5th class of SPM. Ask the management team to give you the 5th class of 1st chapter. पूरा वहां पे प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी एनालिसिस का पोस्टमार्टम एनालिसिस करा डाला था मैंने. All right? Yes, Abhishek, surely. You will be getting all the classes, so don't worry at all. Okay? And please don't study anything on your own. Follow my lectures. It will be very easy for you to relate. अच्छा एक बार खुद से पढ़ना and then do my lecture. Then you will find the difference automatically. Okay. चलो. Now I am going to take your leave. ठीक है? Tomorrow is your extra class at 4 p.m. So are you guys comfortable tomorrow for 4 p.m.'s class? That will be a continuation of this chapter, and hopefully tomorrow we are going to complete the chapter of demand. Demand. Not the big chapter of chapter number 3. There were several divisions, na? I have written it, na, somewhere. The divisions of my chapter. Where did it go, my god? This is the thing, na? No, it's not. Yes. तो कल हम लोग एक चैप्टर मेजर वाला कंप्लीट कर लेंगे, डिमांड पोर्शन. ठीक है? सी दिस वाज द डिवीजन. So tomorrow I'm expecting to complete this first section. As I've said you, this section is very vast, but although very easy. Okay? Okay, Ashin has done the homework in the classwork. Very good, Ashin. But no other homeworks for today. Okay? So tomorrow we are meeting. The homework is this, कि revise chapter 3 in totality. ठीक है? दोनों चैप्टर को दोनों क्लासेस का जो है चैप्टर 3 में जो मैंने पढ़ाया है, you have already got the notes. Today's class notes also will be shared to you today itself in the WhatsApp group. If you haven't joined the WhatsApp group yet, please join it. All the notes will be shared therein, and tomorrow we are meeting at 4 p.m. That's final. Please don't miss the class tomorrow. Tomorrow 4 p.m. to 5:30. Okay, Shushmit? So if you have any other work, please delay it. 4 p.m. to 5:30. Okay, so everyone is meeting with me tomorrow. So now I'm going to take your leave, guys. Bye-bye. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. घर पे रहना. And keep sanitizing. Wear your mask. Double layer of mask पहन के जाओ बाहर. In fact, बाहर तो अभी जाना allowed भी नहीं है. So stay indoors. And keep enjoying the lectures. Okay? Bye-bye. Take care.